I'm coming to you live from Hanoi, Vietnam with my family. The city where Deanna and I lived for 5 months earlier this year, and the place where I made my first few videos ever. I'm Drabinski, and I'm gonna show you what $10 can get you in Hanoi. I can't believe it's already been a year. For many reasons, I think Hanoi is one of the best cities in Southeast Asia. The streets of the old quarter are buzzing, the food is fantastic, the climate is moderate year-round, and it's nearby Vietnam's top attractions in Ha Long Bay and Sapa Valley. I always recommend people to come here, and I'm so excited that my family flew all the way from Arizona. Mom and Dad's first bite of pho in Vietnam.
Very good. That's easy earlier. Very good.
This is a hazard waiting to happen. I can feel the heat.
You liking Hanoi?
Yes, very much.
Woo!
Unlike Saigon, the commercial and financial center of Vietnam, Hanoi is much more laid back and less populated. Hello!
Hello! How are you?
High five!
Bye!
Here are my 6 favorite things about Hanoi. 1. It's cheap. Vietnam as a whole is debatably the cheapest country in Southeast Asia, which makes Hanoi the cheapest capital. Don't be confused when you pull out millions of local currency from the ATM, because $1 equals 22,000 dong. For reference, this beer costs 30 cents, a 10-minute Uber ride is 80 cents, a street haircut is $1.25, and a bowl of pho is $2. 2. The streets are named after what they sell. In Hanoi, they love the outdoors and they love to specialize in selling one product. Conveniently enough, the streets are named after which item you can buy here. Everything from Button Street to Aluminum Street to Toy Street.
Oh my god, this is so pretty.
This is the Jewelry Street. This is the Shoe Street. How cool is that? 3. Motorbike Madness. Did you know about 80% of all vehicles on the streets of Hanoi are motorbikes? This is something that comes as a shocker to many people on their first visit, like my mom. Go mama! You made it! You made it! Yay! Crossing the street can be intimidating, like playing Frogger, but if you always walk the same pace, they will not hit you. And if you're brave enough, then rent a motorbike for as cheap as $5 a day to get around on your own. 4. Beer Street. Every night around 10 p.m., the famous corners of Ta Hain Street come alive. Also known as Beer Street, it's more like a narrow alley in the old quarter that's loaded with bars, clubs, outdoor markets, and people eating street food while sitting on tiny chairs. It's like for kindergartners, right? When are you such a good chef? Since when? Always! There's a perfect mix of locals and foreigners, and it's by far the best place to have a night out in Hanoi. 5. Hon Kiem Lake. Right smack in the middle of the hustle and bustle is the peaceful Hon Kiem Lake. The perimeter stretches 2 kilometers, and there's a lovely boardwalk which has cafes, people working out, or just taking in the views. There's also a Buddhist temple and a tiny island in the middle. 6. Night market. We are now walking around the night market. Having fun?
Not much fun.
Having fun, Dad?
Awesome time.
Every Friday and Saturday night, there's a huge night market that overtakes several blocks in the old quarter. Rows and rows of tents selling all sorts of stuff, from clothes to electronics to food, and it's all extremely cheap. Don't forget to bargain anywhere from 20 to 50% cheaper than their opening price. So there you have it, my 6 favorite things about Hanoi. I really can't wait to spend the next week here. I'm Drabinski, and if you like my videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.